So it's my second vlog. In fact, to get myself more attention and views and subscribers, I'm going to take my hair down. Give me one moment, please. I'm sorry about the gooch. Just going to take my hair down, because I know how people like this 6'9" dude, even though I had hair before him. Here we are. I'm the original 6'9". You can call me 6'2". So basically, I'm like a lion. I'm a lion, like in David Attenborough's Blue Planet on Netflix. Watch it. I'm getting paid to say that. Got different colour skin. You know, like the fish in the ocean, that they glow in the dark, and they've got different multicoloured. Basically, I'm one of those fish. I've got green, light blue. I've got pink. I've got purple. Over here.
Here we have blue, purple, orange, with a slight tint of yellow at the back, with roots at the front, dark.
So yeah, rainbow hair. Cost me £200 the first time, £200 the second time. Third time I just got my mate to do it. Because, you know, I'm a smart guy. I'm not going to spend money unnecessarily, am I? You know, on £180 a week part-time at a job, just to pay the rent, you know. Can't afford to spend 200 quid anymore, can I? Unless you want to work like a slave and do extra hours and then, like, be sick and ill at the end of the week. You've got your money, you've got your hair, but you've not got your health. And health is wealth. Now, I don't know what I'm going to speak about, but I just know that when I waffle on and talk, stuff comes to my head. Just crap comes into my head. For example, I was watching a squirrel the other day, walking along the fence, and he looked at me, and then as soon as we made eye contact and he was aware that I'd seen him, he stopped. So just imagine, I'm walking along, and I'm the squirrel, and he goes, and I go, and now we've made eye contact, and now we're like, okay, what do we do? Because if he moves, I could eat him. But if I move, he might attack me. So we both had to basically communicate via telepathy, via thoughts. And basically, I became aware that there was a nut on the ground. And I thought, if I could just reach over to the nut slowly without him thinking I'm going to attack him with my fast-moving hand, I can get the nut and I can pick it up and like move it towards him and tempt him to nibble this nut so we can become friends. So for example, when you go see a friend, or you know, you might have a new job or a girlfriend, you bring flowers, you bring a bottle of wine to a friend's house. I thought, okay, if I give this nut to this squirrel who's looking at me, he might suddenly think, okay, we're on the same frequency, same wavelength, we're in tune, I'm part of nature too, and he might accept me, and we might become friends, and I can just walk past and there's no beef. No beef. So I picked up the nut and I enticed it slowly towards him, and then he jumped off the fence, jumped down the fence, up the tree, along the branch. The branch was dangling just here, so this squirrel came up the fence, up the tree, down the branch. This little squirrel was here, and I had got my nut and reached out the nut like my hand was reaching out to God, and I said, God, I'm ready to become your child father. And he says, son, it is never too late to become one. Anyway, so I reached out for the nut, like Simba in The Lion King, where Mufasa was, you know, trying to take Scar, and then Simba's like, Dad! And then Simba's dad's like, Simba! Anyway, reached out for the nut, and Squirrel took the nut. He put his paws up like this, both sides. I can't use my other hand because I've got the camera. I just did it. And he was going, and he fucked off. And that was it. That was the end of the squirrel story. What can I speak about? What can I speak about? Oh yeah. Have you noticed that when you have milk in the fridge and it's gone off, it's just like yogurt? I mean, it's not really cream. I mean, technically it's all the same thing, but it becomes yogurt. The other day I was making a cup of tea, and well, in fact, I've got another funny story to tell you. I went to the shop to get some milk. My milk was sitting on my scooter saddle. The landlord, the tenant, whatever, she opened the door to let me in. The milk fell off on the floor, and the milk split. She says, oh, I'll get you another one. I said, no problem. It's only £1.40, no big deal. So I went inside, and she got me a saucepan, a massive potato-sized saucepan. She poured the milk in and foiled it. So now, for the remaining 3-4 days of me having a tea in the morning, I had to get this fucking massive saucepan out of the fridge, take off the foil, scoop the first layer of mozzarella cheese off because obviously its air has got to it, and I had to get a tablespoon and scoop 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 scoops of milk into my tea. It's ridiculous. I thought this is fucking crazy. Who would suggest such a stupid thing to put it in a saucepan? £1.40 it would have cost. Nope, stick it in a saucepan. Anyway, so I lost that £1.40. My milk lasted for like 4 or 5 days, and I poured the milk down the fridge, and I got some more milk. But the tea, it was like all yogurty, like you know, you put cream in a coffee and it's not quite stirred. It was like that. It just wasn't very nice. Um, yeah. Have I got anything else to talk about? I'm just gonna sit here and wait until something comes into my head. Like it's almost like it's like thunder and lightning. All of a sudden it's really quiet, and then suddenly you hear. You're like, fuck, what's that noise? So it's like my brain. Something might come into my head, and then I'll be off, and that will just last for 3 minutes, and then the video will end in 10 minutes. Because most people haven't got the attention span for anything longer than a second, so 10 is quite generous if I'm honest. What else? Things that I've seen. Things that I've observed. Isn't farting just like the funniest thing ever? Like, think about it. Farting is so natural. Plants release gas. Cows release gas. I mean, I'm a cow man myself, and I've witnessed it, that cows do release gas. We release gas. Dogs release gas. You know when a dog releases gas, when a dog farts, if you notice he's got a little smirk, he goes, and then you go, Millie, did you fart? And she's like, so what if I did? Can you smell it? And I've realised, yeah, when my dog used to cuddle me under the covers in between my legs, I noticed that when I used to fart, she used to get up and come out, which means that a dog is consciously aware of what a fart smells like. She's aware that the surroundings have changed, right? So I used to fart on her head, basically. She's like in between my legs, just sleeping. I used to fart on her head. She used to get up. I mean, it might have been the noise. She might have thought it was a fly, like, or it might have just been the smell. But the point is that she used to get up and go to my mum's room. I mean, it's rude how she just left me, but I can understand how she thought that it was rude farting on her head. But she's a dog, so it doesn't really matter. She's not a human, like, she's not got feelings, but technically they do have feelings, but they're not the same as us. It's almost like when you watch an animal get taken down by a lion. You think, oh, that'd be so painful. Oh, it would hurt me if somebody grabbed me by the throat and snapped it and started eating out my guts. No, let me tell you something. Humans, okay, are intelligent beings. We connect emotionally as well as physically. We are aware of what pain feels like. We have experienced pain, and therefore we know how to avoid it. Whereas if you're just like a buffalo, 100 buffalo migrating, and then a lion grabs you at the back and starts taking your leg down, yeah, you'll feel pain, but the nervous system will be destroyed when the animal bites into your leg. So you lose blood, you lose consciousness, you become numb, you destroy the nerves because you can't feel anything. So you're looking at that animal having his guts pulled out and his eyeballs pulled out, you're thinking, oh my god, that must be terrible. It's not terrible, because chances are that animal has never felt pain before. He might have banged his toe on a rock, but he's never felt pain before. So that means that he doesn't know what pain is. He's just like but eventually the blood will be lost, he'll lose consciousness and destroy the nerve endings, and then he'll just fall and fart, die. So, yeah, don't think that when you see an animal getting run over or being eaten in the wild, it's in pain, because the chances are it isn't. You can't think, okay, if I was that person, how would I feel? Would I feel pain? Of course you would, because you know what pain is, but it's not the same. I've got 20 seconds to talk nonsense. Just see what comes to mind, really. Can you hear the birds tweeting? Birds are lovely. If you look at birds, you realise we're just no different to birds. Like the little robin jumps on the fence, it looks around, it gets a worm, goes back to the nest, it flies, it drinks some water in a puddle, and then it just goes about its day. And then it goes in the tree, it sleeps. Sun rises, bird goes out, does it again. Especially like us going to work. We have a bath, we go to bed, we go to work. We have lunch, the same as a worm, and then we come back and relax and watch Netflix. Anyway, I might do another video tomorrow. Might not. Depends how I feel, really. Ciao. Oh, subscribe. If you're here, subscribe. You're going to love me. You are going to want to watch all the stuff that I post. Subscribe right here. Share to all your friends on all social media platforms. Get me as many subscribers as possible and like my page. I mean, I don't really care about likes because I don't need attention. Just subscribe because then when I post a new video, you'll receive it and eventually I'll get paid for posting videos. It's all about the money in life. Happiness first, but health is wealth. But it's all about the money because you need money to survive. Goodbye.